Good morning, good morning. Bix Weir, road2root.com. With your morning horn of Z's, your sip of coffee. I just posted a great video discussion that I had with Jeff Berwick. For those who don't know, Jeff runs the Dollar Vigilante. He is the head of the Anarchapulco Conference. He is spreading freedom throughout the world and individual responsibility for yourself. We do not need government anywhere. You can't give me any examples of where government is helpful. That's what I've learned from Jeff, and it's absolutely true, especially on the regulator side. They run cover for the manipulation. They don't assist any investors. What they do is build false confidence in a false system, and we need to get rid of them altogether. There's nothing we can't do that currently the government is doing. Everything, and we can do it better. From the military to healthcare to you name it, free markets are the way to go. And people who say, "Oh, well, what about the starving and the poor and the hungry?" Absolutely, there will be a lot of people helping them out. Ron Paul likes to say, "Hey, it used to be the church provided all those," and I agree. It should be some kind of organized, um, completely voluntary system. I agree with helping the poor, so I'll give a portion of what I earn to the poor. It's my decision. It's not the government's decision. We shouldn't be mandated to do anything that goes against our free will. So, bravo. Listen to the discussion. We talked about a little bit of everything. The Anarcho-Poker Conference coming up in 2020 is going to be huge. Get your tickets today. I'm working on the link. There's a link to get it early bird special for $395. I put it below the Patreon video, but it links to something else. But the 2020 early bird special is in there. It just says $345, but when you buy it, it's $395. $345 was the February price, and I think it'll go up over $600. It will sell out this year too. The capacity of the hotel is 3,000 people, and with crypto is going crazy now and into the future, we're going to sell out. It's going to sell out. I will be there. I will give a talk it's February 13th is the main show starts. 2 days before is the investment conference. I'll be speaking at the investment conference. I will do another concert workshop thing. So get down to an Acapulco. It's going to be a hoot. And it's a crazy freedom fest, and 2 thumbs up. But you gotta get your tickets. It will sell out. We'll hit the max of 3,000 people, all talking about freedom and liberty and living without the constraints of our government. Scariest words that anybody can hear is the government. Hey, we're the government and we're here to help you. Complete BS. We're here to steal your money. We're here to tell you how to live. And we're here to. They don't do anything. They are useless. All they do is run cover for the criminality underneath it. And it's going away. And the way to get out of it is to invent your way out of it. Don't rely on them to find a fix for what the problems they cause. That's what the crypto people are doing. I got an email this morning from Dick Allgaier. Hey, what's wrong with Litecoin? Why isn't it going up? Like, what are you talking about? Litecoin? Really, really, Dick. Litecoin's been up over 500% since the lows in December. Over 500%. Bitcoin's only risen like 300%. What do you want? You want your cake and you want to eat it too. I know. Cracks me up. But yeah, there is this is the way cryptos in a bull market run. You'll see Bitcoin run and also stay steady. And then everybody changes into Bitcoin. And then because people chase price. And then you're going to see Bitcoin just sit there and then all the altcoins run or Litecoin run. And it's like one after the other. A lot of it's a manipulation. Absolutely 100%. I expect Litecoin, and I know Litecoin already is, one of the most manipulated cryptocurrencies out there. Just like silver is one of the most manipulated metals between gold and silver. It's massively manipulated silver. You're going to see gold run up a lot more. at the end of the day, that is the issue, is that the bankers who do the rigging know that silver and Litecoin are those means of exchange, although silver is not a means of exchange anymore. But silver is absolutely vital to keep the control on the price of silver because there's not much silver available in the world. And you'll be competing with industries that need to buy silver. So they gotta maintain the silver rig. Same with Litecoin. Litecoin is going to be the replacement of the fiat money system, the main replacement out of all the cryptocurrencies. Not many people can argue that it's not because it is designed as a means of exchange. We just don't need a means of exchange right now. The very moment we do need that means of exchange, you're going to see Litecoin go up 1,000%. Litecoin will be at least 4-to-1 with Bitcoin, but not until we need it. And when we do need it, as Charlie said, it will be ready, which is phenomenal when you think about it. And that's why the Lightning Network was so important to get in place. We don't need to scale in small increments. It does not help us. And when next time the banks crash, that was a problem. Like Bitcoin Cash is great, but it's not scaling fast enough. It needs to be ready for everybody. And things like Digibyte don't scale fast enough, not at all. But with Lightning Network, off-chain scaling, it's ready. It's ready today, truthfully. And it will be ready when we need it. So absolutely, Litecoin is the right coin. It will go 4-to-1 with Bitcoin at least. I'm thinking 1-to-1. Just like silver will go 1-to-1 with gold. And I know it's hard to conceptualize that right now because like silver is 90-to-1. I don't even know it. Well, let's take a look. Let's see, Litecoin is, so let's see, Bitcoin is 11,233, Litecoin is 32, 85-to-1. Silver and Litecoin are almost identical in their ratios, and they're both going 1-to-1, screaming buys. So of course I told Dick, why do you want Litecoin to go up? I thought were you going to sell it? Are you going to sell Litecoin today before it ever realizes its full potential? No. So why do you want to go up so fast? You want to buy as much as possible at a lower price. You got to take the attitude and the philosophy of an investor. Buy low and sell high if you want to. If you want to sell. Or if you have an investment thesis like I do that Litecoin will be used as a means of exchange when the banks fail, you're not going to sell until it plays out when the banks fail. So you want the price of Litecoin to be low, especially as other cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin are rising, because a lot of people have Bitcoin. And a rise in Bitcoin price is great because they can sell their Bitcoin and get into the Litecoin and other altcoins. So root for Bitcoin to run is faster than anything else because that is money that comes back into the altcoins when it's their turn. Hope that makes sense to everybody. Yes, we do not want Litecoin to run to $10,000 a Litecoin today. Why? Because you won't be able to buy any more full Litecoins. Yeah, you'll be rich. But wouldn't you rather accumulate as many as you can today when the price is so low? And those of you holding Bitcoin, Bitcoin's had a great run in the last few weeks. Might want to think about doing some swapping from Bitcoin for Litecoin. Hope that makes sense. I will be posting the timeline information. It's going to be 2 videos. Part 1 gets posted today for the private road on when this is going to happen. The big stuff. When Litecoin really runs and the reason Litecoin really runs and the system, I don't know, I wouldn't say fully implodes, but pretty damn close. Pretty damn close. And just think about what would that do to the Facebook Libra coin if the banking system. There will be no Libra coin. It's backed by US dollars when it comes out and other fiat money. So yes, you want to take down the bad guys, take down the system. And I believe I know when it's going to happen and I am posting it. And I haven't done this in a long, long time. So, but I'm going to just give you the clues that I see and you guys make up your own mind. So here's one of the clues right here. It would be an earthquake. 3 Chinese banks tumble after U.S. threatens to cut them off. In news that initially did not receive much prominence, on Monday, a U.S. judge found 3 large Chinese banks, reportedly the state-owned Bank of Communications, China's Merchant Bank, and Shanghai Pudong Development Bank, in contempt for refusing to comply with subpoenas in an investigation into North Korea's sanctions violations. This could open the door for them to be cut off from the U.S. financial system. Can you imagine that? No more globalization. What did Greenspan said as soon as he got out of office? He wrote an article in the FT. End of globalization will end the financial world. Quote, should it occur, to say that China will not take that well is as large an understatement as one can conceive of. It would be an earthquake, commented Rabobank Michael Every. The stunning development follows a May district judge court that 3 Chinese banks comply with U.S. investigators' demands that they hand over records connected to the alleged movement of tens of millions of dollars in violation of international sanctions on North Korea. The publicly released court document did not name the banks, the Hong Kong company, or the Korean entity at the time. As the Washington Post adds, according to a 2017 ruling by the U.S. DOJ, the banks were accused of working with a Hong Kong company which allegedly laundered more than $100 million for North Korean sanctioned foreign trade bank. The newspaper said the bank is at risk of losing access to U.S. dollars appeared to be Shanghai Pudong Development Bank, whose ownership structure, limited U.S. presence, and alleged conduct with other banks matched with the details disclosed in the court filing. Shanghai Pudong Development Bank doesn't have U.S. branch operations but maintains accounts in that country to handle dollar transactions, the report said, adding the subpoena battle will go before a federal appeals court in Washington on July 12th. Quote, the ruling means Attorney General William Barr or Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin can terminate the bank's U.S. account and ability to process U.S. dollar transactions. How big is it? 100% big. Gigantic. Shanghai Pudong Development Bank asked about the report that it could lose access to U.S. financial systems, said in a statement that it will strictly abide by the relevant laws and regulations. Meanwhile, China's Merchant Bank told Reuters on Tuesday it complies with related UN resolutions and Chinese laws. It is not involved in any investigation related to possible violations of sanctions. Bank of Communications, China's 5th largest bank, said the case involved U.S. courts seeking to obtain customer information that is stored outside the United States from Chinese commercial banks. Needless to say, the stock prices of all 3 Chinese banks, which are listed on the Shanghai Stock Exchange, tumbled, with shares of China's Merchant Bank closed down 4.82% after being off 8.5% earlier in the day, while Shanghai Pudong Development Bank declined 3% and Bank Communications dropped. You don't want to mess with your largest trading partner. They make so much of the goods from the United States. And what are we doing? We are messing. We are messing. Why? To destroy the system. Absolutely. If they get cutoffs from SWIFT, probably a war will break out. Actually, we don't need to go to war. A financial war will break out. China will click their mouse. The U.S. will click their mouse, and the war begins in the electronic market. Imagine the price of silver. Imagine the price of Bitcoin and Litecoin when that happens. And all the cryptocurrencies and all the real assets such as cryptocurrencies, gold, and silver. You want to know how Bitcoin goes to $100,000 by December? Something like that. And then $1 million by next year? Something like this. You want to know how Litecoin gets 4-to-1 with Bitcoin? Something like that. Some more details from the original report. The subpoenas targeting the 3 banks were issued in December 2017 as part of a U.S. investigation into violations of sanctions targeting North Korea's nuclear weapons program, including money laundering and contravention of U.S. Bank Secrecy Act. Jin Sheng, the spokesman for the Chinese Foreign Ministry, said, quote, "We ask our companies and overseas branches to abide by local regulations and laws and operate within the framework of the law and cooperate with local judicial and law enforcement bodies. At the same time, we are against U.S. so-called long-arm jurisdiction on Chinese companies. We hope the U.S. will step up bilateral cooperation on finance with other countries. Currently, there's no conclusive information that Chinese banks will be sanctioned." PBOC publication Financial News reported Tuesday, citing an unnamed industry veteran. Chinese banks will not lose their U.S. dollar clearance qualifications, and the market should not overinterpret this. The same person said, I love when they quote anonymous. The news that the U.S. may use SWIFT as leverage against China comes just days before the G20 summit in Japan this weekend, which will be the first meeting of U.S. President Donald Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping since trade talks between the country broke off in May. They will discuss issues such as tariffs, subsidies, technology, intellectual property, and cybersecurity, among others. You want to bet this thing doesn't go well? U.S. government had put some Chinese firms, including telecoms equipment, Huawei Technologies, on trade blacklist, while China is also drawing up its own unreliable entities list of foreign firms, groups, and individuals. You want to bet if Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan will be on the unreliable entities list? Absolutely. This is the way the world ends. And again, the final battle on planet Earth for the financial system will be a click of it. It's all they have to do. Fire off the algos. China versus the US in the financial markets. Click, 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 click. Destroy the system. Get your Cray computer out there. I want 50 million buy orders in on silver, each for a full-on 100,000 ounces of silver, and I want 50 million buy orders. What would that do? Shut down the market, shut down the banks, destroy the financial system, which was always the plan. Again, I'm giving the full rundown how this is going to go down. From the clues that I have and the people that I've talked to, I think I know the approximate time and place and behind the scenes how it'll look. And I'm posting that on a private road for part 1 today, part 2 tomorrow. So join the pirate road. Join Patreon, because I can't put the Jeff Berwick thing on YouTube. I tried and they defunded it instantly. I'm like, screw you. I will try again. I'll change all of the wording and mess with the video a little to try to sneak it under the radar. But right now it's on Patreon. Road to Patreon. You want to join the private road, hit subscribe today at roadtoruda.com. Oh, you can also get your Acapulco tickets right here at the top link. Just click on that. Voila, an Acapulco tickets. Remember, only buy the early bird. It's $395, the early bird. But yeah, you want to subscribe to Road to Ruda and get the timeline report. It will be up today, later today. And you also get a silver Ruda coin and a Very token. That's it for today. This is Bix. Talk to you later.